Patreon. Welcome back to Let's Watch TV. We watch the show Cheer on Netflix for Patreon member Rafika Taylor. Hey Rafika, we love you so much. Hey Rafika, what'd you have for lunch? Hey Rafika, did you watch the show? Hey Rafika, it's Mama, Fran, and Joe.
Ta-da.
Rafika.
Hi,
I almost called her
Patreon.
Rafiki on the main podcast a couple times. I'm so sorry, Rafika. That's why I was kind of like laughing when I was looking down at my phone because I said Rafika, but I almost said Rafiki, and I know that's wrong because that's the baboon from The Lion King.
I was going to say,
Whoopsie daisy Maisie.
it was not Rafika, but thank you so much.
Thank you, Rafika, for suggesting this.
We're happy to watch it for you and give a little bit of commentary on it. Yep.
Now, Rafika, when she messaged me about this, she messaged this because she used to be a competitive collegiate cheerleader.
Wondered, I bet. Mm-hmm. I thought about that. I wondered if she was. Yeah.
She said that. And here's the thing. When you keep watching the show, they show, especially the other team. Now, okay, we're going to spill a little bit of tea on this Patreon here, so everyone's aware. They go more into depth on the Trinity Valley team, and they're really showing how their big motivation is to beat Navarro this year at Daytona, because Navarro wins almost every single year. But what you didn't see, because you didn't watch season 1, is last year in Daytona, and they sort of talked about this in the first episode of season 2. Last year in Daytona, Navarro won. But what happened is they were competing. One of the tumblers did do a tumble and, like, I don't know how, but, like, messed up his ankle. So they had, like, a half an hour to and it was towards the end of the routine. Then the Navarro team, what the judges and organization let them do is they had a half an hour to reconfigure the entire routine without that one guy, which is kind of a lot to do. And they got to do the entire performance a second time.
I saw that.
And then they won. So Trinity Valley was like, there was no way we thought they were going to win. But if you think about it, they were like, we performed once and that was it. They performed twice and won. And I'm sort of sitting here thinking, like, I can't help but let my mind go to a place of, was it planned? I'm not saying was it planned as a whole, but did that one guy know if it's not going perfect, throw your ankle? I don't know.
That, or were they really judged more on being in a really tough spot, coming back and regrouping and putting on a great performance? Were they more judged on how they could come back versus the talent, overall
But
talent?
even that's not fair because, like, you're not supposed to be judged on your ability to come back after a catastrophe. You're supposed to be judged on
Trinity Valley said that, so this will be interesting on this season to see what happens at Daytona, because Trinity is coming at them.
Based off of everything that you've seen so far, who are you rooting for?
Trinity.
I think I am too.
I'm rooting for Trinity because they're kind of the underdog, but they're really not the underdog. They're the expected come up right up at them and go for it. They're gunning for Navarro, and Navarro knows it. Now,
we didn't talk about this on the main podcast. I wish I did, but we'll save it for you. The patronage. Navarro is always known for their intense choreography, because choreography, it's basically stunts, pyramids, and choreography is what makes up a routine. Navarro has always doubled and tripled down on the choreography portion of it, which makes them win because their choreography is so good on top of good stunts and pyramids and all that, right? Trinity Valley's method has always been to be clean, crisp, and good at everything across the board. Now, what Trinity Valley did this year is Navarro's choreographer left Navarro for this season, and Trinity Valley scooped him up without hesitation. So they now have the choreographer who won all of those competitions for Navarro for years and years and years. And now Trinity Valley has him. And I'm over here like, there's two trains of thought. This could be Trinity Valley's year, and that's great. But if they win, is Navarro going to be like, well, yeah, you won. You got what we used to have. So congrats. I don't know. What do you think about that?
There's always that. Yeah, but if that didn't happen, we would have won. Or if that didn't happen, you either win or lose.
I want to know more about the T. I want to know why Brad, I forgot his last name, but I want to know why he left.
Oh, why don't you find out? Because I didn't get that. But I do have some other stuff.
Ooh, give me that tea, Francis. Give me that tea. Put it right in my cup, baby. Give me that. Give me that popping hot.
Put
it
down
piping
the
hot
fairway.
Oolong. Give me that.
Put it down the fairway.
What, Blake?
Tee it up.
Give me that piping hot oolong, Fran. That black long leaf.
What?
Tea.
Goofy.
Loose leaf tea.
Oh, got it. Well, listen. Cheerleading was not officially recognized as a sport forever. Neither by the neither by the NCAA or the federal Title IX guidelines versus the federal Title IX guidelines.
We love federal Title I guidelines.
But what happened in July of 2021, the Olympic Committee voted in and granted cheerleading full recognition to the International Cheer Union and cheerleaders. So cheerleaders now can enter the Olympics.
As they should. Anyone try to argue? If anyone tries to argue that cheerleading is not a sport, you're out of your damn mind. That is insane what those kids do.
No kidding. In an article,
Blake, you look like you could flip around and do that shit. Can you do any of that shit? Could you like do a backflip? If anyone's like, do a backflip. No. Blake's 21, so in my eyes, he's like got knees of the most youthful little baby.
Yes, exactly. Can Blake do that? What did he say?
He said no.
No? Okay. But we think he can. So in our
Here,
mind,
Blake, on the podcast, give us a 1, 2, and 5, and 8.
So anyway, according to an article that just came out today in the Tulane Hullabaloo.
Tulane, from Tulane, the university?
The Hullabaloo.
Louisiana, right? Yeah, New Orleans.
The International Olympic Committee decision to grant full recognition to cheerleading could drastically shift the cheer landscape. And that is for sure. And if you want to check and see what else is in that article, go ahead and check it out. It just came out today.
Wait, what happened that's going to change it?
They said that cheerleading now coming into the Olympics.
Wait, this is the first year it's in the Olympics?
First time. They just approved it in July of last year.
Oh, so it'll be in the next Olympics.
Most likely. And it will drastically shift the cheerleading landscape. Now they're part of Olympic committees and they're part of the Olympic landscape, and they're even bigger than they ever were before in the competitive sports.
You know what blows my mind? Skateboarding made it into Olympics before cheerleading. That's bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was. And
we might as well put hacky sack in there.
Well, and I got to thinking, did this, not that that's always the influence, but did this TV show influence any of this? Because people now are so aware of the sport more than ever.
I think
who were not in the cheerleading circle, who did not,
me.
Did that bring more awareness?
Oh, I think that it brought more exposure to the athleticism of the sport. And I'm really, really glad that this documentary focuses on the athletic power that these athletes have, rather than they don't really focus on the individual drama. They focus on the team. They focus on the dedication and the hard work and the perseverance and the personality that it takes to be able to plow through this type of taxingness on your body.
But if you think about it, gymnastics is in the Olympics.
Gymnastics is cheerleading. Is it like it's a subcategory? Right.
Yeah. So why that was never? Maybe it was too competitive, and too close to gymnastics. I don't know.
Maybe.
But they finally are in there as their own sport for the Olympics. So
what I loved too, And this is another aspect of the show that I like is, again, they highlight the athleticism rather than like individual drama. Now, there's a point where Trinity Valley is not like they're not working together as a team. They're being snotty to each other. Like
They're
they get a little.
celebrities now.
No. Trinity Valley.
Oh, Trinity Valley. Okay.
They're not working together. And the coach says, you guys want to act like this?
Oh, yeah.
You are going to run until you can run as a team. And he works those asses like dogs.
They were throwing up.
They were throwing up. But by the end of it, they were working together as a team again.
They were.
And watching those bodies go through that and how it mentally changed the culture from one practice, and he brought them together at the end and they were holding hands and he's like, you are a team, you will work as such.
That's right.
I was like, this sport is unlike anything else. It is just so it's literally like football. It's grueling, demanding on your body goes through it. Like, these kids are absolutely athletes, and it blows my mind that they didn't get into the Olympics until 2020. What's it going to be? 24 is the Olympics?
They were authorized now to go in 21, and now hopefully the next Olympics, what is it, every 4 years?
Yeah, so I think it's 2024, but I think in France.
It is. You said it's cheerleading is like nothing else. Cheerleading is like everything else. Cheerleading is as competitive as football and basketball and gymnastics and all that. I mean,
you're right. I think it is.
The whole dynamic of cheer is no different. But let me get into another subject that we didn't talk about that came out like in the first minute of the show.
Oh, it was the Jerry?
And this is one of Navarro's cheerleaders, Jerry Harris.
Who was like the breakout star.
Was accused of sex crimes. He pleaded guilty. He was accused of sex exploitation of children, traveling with the intent to have sex with a minor, and 1 count of entitlement. I thought, who is he? And when I went back to look who he was,
couldn't believe it. Shocked and shocked.
He was the big hype guy. Oh,
Mr. Positivity.
Mr. Celebrity, the big, he was on the red carpet. They would say, oh, he had this
Matt
kind
talk
of cheer that he ever did,
Matt talk.
I thought, and he's only 21 years old or something. So, he pleaded not guilty, but I don't know where his case is.
You just said he pleaded guilty.
He pleaded not guilty, I said. Roll the tape back.
Yeah, we will roll the tape back. She did say it, didn't she, Blake?
Guilty.
You said guilty. And
okay,
Blake, yeah, you're guilty because you said guilty, Miss Dementia. So,
Blake, the next time you hear this, you go with whatever I say, Blake. I gotta have somebody on my side because this is.
He's not on your side right now. Yeah, who's paying the bills, Blake?
Guilty.
That's what's up.
I don't know where he's at in his case. He could go to jail for 20 years.
Yeah.
So that's, he's a kid who got carried away with his celebrity and thinking he can do whatever the hell he wants.
I think so. I think so.
And so,
I don't know the details of it because that stuff makes me like it. First of all, dealing with any sort of corruption of children, I physically can't allow myself to investigate on cases that deal with that sort of subject matter because it puts me in, like, I'll be in a dark place for weeks. I can't.
No, right. Can't. But I think if you're going to continue to watch the show, I think in this season,
I think it has to mention it. It has to, right?
Well, it's a big case.
Wait, actually, no, they might not, or it might. I don't know if it is or if it's not. But did you realize this was all filmed pre-COVID? This is all filmed pre-COVID, so they knew they were going to do season 2 before. So this is all filmed in 2019. It's 2022 right now.
Right, and Monica was saying that one of the producers, when she was getting ready for a great big, not a competition, but she was getting ready for rehearsal, this big rehearsal for a competition. One of the producers walked up to her and said, "Did you see the headline?"
Oh, shit.
Said, "No." What do you mean? And I'm thinking to myself, well, why wasn't he in this? If he's one of his big cheer stars and a big cheerleader. Why wasn't he in the rehearsal? But they said, did you see this? And showed it to her. And she said she couldn't deal with it right then. She had to go and do what she needed to do and then come back and folk put her head around it to see what was going on. But yeah, that's how this season started off. It was like within the first minute of the show, they addressed it.
Shit.
So anyway, we didn't talk about that. So that's happening. And if you guys read stuff about Jerry Harris from
can I like, honest to God, can we like, I don't even want to bring light to that situation. It's just making me so uncomfortable.
I'm just saying that's a big issue that occurred with the show.
God, it just makes me so uncomfortable.
I know. It's terrible.
I don't like that. Well, I don't like that.
But you knew about it, right?
No, I didn't know about that until episode 1. My jaw was on the ground.
Oh,
when
I see. Okay.
I was watching episode 1 of season 2, and they highlighted that part about Jerry, and I was like, "What?"
And then
I missed it. I mean, that must go to show you how much I try to avoid that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, they mentioned it and let it go. Boom, and I thought, no,
it's got to come up again. It has to come up again.
I got to check and see what this is all about.
It's got to come up in the season again. I haven't.
It's got to.
Anyway.
Because he was a big breakout
star. Next. What else you got?
You know, that's all I got for you today because we were busy with our plumbing.
No.
And we were busy.
What's going on with the plumbing? Oh, yeah, you have nothing but cold water?
Dad was taking a shower, and the handle to the shower came off in his hand. So we couldn't turn the water off yesterday. So finally he turned the water off to the whole house. So we had, he would turn it on and we would fill it up pitchers so that we could at least get through the night. And then a plumber came in today.
You shut up. You filled up pitchers and were taking baths with pitchers of water?
No, not taking baths was later at night. I had to give the dog water. I had to, we had to wash our face and brush our teeth. And so tomorrow the plumber was out here today and he'll be out tomorrow. It's like an 8-hour job breaking through the tile.
What's that type of bowl called that back in the day they used to keep under your bed? And it was a something pan.
They have that in Italy.
They have that at Greenfield Village.
They had that in Italy when I visited Italy back in the 70s in one of the bedrooms.
It's called a something pan or something pot.
A douche pan or whatever. A bidet? A bidet.
It's not called a douche.
Maybe a bidet or something. I don't know what it's called. It was just a metal pan.
Mom, you just called it a douche pan. A douche pan.
I don't know what it was called.
I can't handle it. A douche pan. It's definitely not a douche pan. Could you imagine back in the day they were like, and ma'am, underneath your bed is your douche pan.
You never know.
Oh, man. Oh, and it's not a bidet. A bidet is a bidet. They have like electronic bidets in some toilets now. You can have them in your house, and it just comes out, turns up and down, and shoots into your sphincter.
Well, it's not just stop.
Do you remember when I stayed at that mansion in North Carolina?
Stop.
They had bidets.
Okay, good.
I was not expecting a little water on my my brown eye, but there we go. I'm a little starfish. Got a nice little clean, a little wash from this mansion house.
Mom and Dad are going to go to Savannah, and I can't wait to see some of those homes.
Well, everyone, all of our beautiful Patreon
Patreon, love you.
Thank you so much for listening. We love you guys. In the comments, let us know, what else do you want us to watch? What else do you want us to watch? What else do you want us to watch? What else do you want us to watch?
What would we do if we changed it up a little bit?
And what would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry?
My son never went hungry.
A reading from the book of Joseph. Anyway, we love you guys so much, and we'll see you next time on Let's Watch TV.
Ooh,
Bye.
Cheer.